My sister just poured a glass of champagne on my face in front of 200 guests and is screaming at me to hurry up with the appetizers. My mother is watching from across the room with a satisfied smirk, nodding like I deserve this. I am standing in the middle of my sister's 30th birthday party holding a serving tray, champagne dripping down my designer chef's whites, and nobody in this room knows that I own the company they paid $15,000 to cater this event. My parents thought they were hiring Elegant Affairs Catering with no idea their disappointment daughter runs it. My sister Natalie just humiliated me in front of her entire social circle thinking I am the help. I have exactly 10 seconds to decide, wipe my face and keep serving or reveal who I really am, and walk out. I set down the tray very carefully, pull out my phone, and smile. You won't believe what I did next. My name is Emma Wright, and I am 28 years old. I grew up as the family scapegoat while my older sister Natalie was the golden child. Every achievement was hers. Every failure was mine. My parents constantly asked why I could not be more like Natalie. When I showed interest in cooking as a teenager, they mocked it. That is not a real career, my mother said. Natalie is getting her MBA. I went to culinary school anyway and paid my own way. They refused to attend my graduation. We are not celebrating you playing with food, my father said. 5 years ago, I started my catering company under the business name Elegant Affairs. I built it through excellence, not family connections. Now I am one of the most exclusive caterers in the city with high-end clients and celebrity events. My parents have no idea. They think I am struggling as a cook somewhere. 3 months ago, an inquiry came to my business email from Carol Wright, my mother. She wanted catering for Natalie's 30th birthday, 200 guests, $15,000 budget. I recognized the names immediately but took the booking anyway. Signed the contract as E. Wright, owner. My parents never questioned it, just paid the deposit. Last week, Natalie called and told me I should come to her party. If you change your mind, come, but don't embarrass me. My mother texted the same day. If you come, park in the back. Don't let people know you are related to us. I decided right then I would attend this party. Not as the rejected daughter, but as the head of the catering company they hired. I arrived Saturday at 6 with my team. Full chef's whites, professional, in charge. My mother saw me and looked confused. Emma, what are you doing here? I told her I was here to cater the party. She laughed dismissively. Oh, you came? Well, since you're here, help in the kitchen. You're good for nothing else anyway. I said nothing and continued directing my team. The party filled up, guests arriving, and I served past appetizers with a neutral face. Natalie saw me and her eyes lit up with malicious glee. She crossed the room loud enough for 30 guests to hear. Oh my God, Emma, you are working the catering gig? How perfect. This is my sister, the one who could not get a real job. Then she screamed for me to hurry up with drinks and dumped her champagne glass on my face. Guests gasped. My mother smiled from across the room, approving. That is when I pulled out my phone and made the call that changed everything. I dialed my business partner David and said very clearly, cancel the Wright contract, activate the abuse clause. We are leaving. I hung up and looked at Natalie while the room went completely silent. Actually, I am not working for the catering company. I own the catering company. Elegant Affairs Catering. That is my business. You paid me $15,000 to cater this party. My mother's face drained of all color. Natalie's mouth opened but no sound came out. I addressed the crowd professionally. Unfortunately, our contract includes a clause that allows us to refuse service if staff are abused by clients. I pointed to my champagne-soaked whites. I would say this qualifies. The contract is non-refundable. You paid for food you are not going to get. My mother tried to save face. Emma, don't be dramatic. It was just a joke. I looked at her without blinking. You have 2 hours to find another caterer on a Saturday night. Good luck. I turned to my team. Pack it up. We are leaving. My team moved like a machine. Every appetizer, every piece of equipment, the entire dinner buffet, dessert bar, champagne service, everything went into our trucks. Guests started whispering, then leaving. If there is no food, why stay? Natalie was in tears, her reputation crumbling in real time. My mother tried to physically stop me. You are ruining your sister's party. I kept walking. No, Natalie ruined it when she poured champagne on the business owner she hired. My father appeared, angry and desperate. Emma, be reasonable. I handed him a business card. Check Clause 7B of the contract you signed. We are fully within our rights. I walked out with my entire team while 200 guests watched. I left my parents and Natalie with a room full of hungry people and zero food. The next 24 hours were chaos. My phone exploded with calls I did not answer. My mother called 47 times. Natalie sent frantic texts I ignored. My father left voicemails threatening legal action. Meanwhile, guests posted everything on social media. Video clips of my team packing up while Natalie cried went viral locally. Natalie Wright's birthday party had no food was trending. Comments overwhelmingly supported me. The sister threw champagne on the business owner? Insane. Imagine being that entitled. Natalie's social standing collapsed overnight. Friends distanced themselves, embarrassed by association. Monday morning, my lawyer called. My mother filed a complaint with the Better Business Bureau and threatened to sue for breach of contract. She wanted her $15,000 back plus $50,000 in damages. I read the email and smiled. David already responded with our signed contract, Clause 7B highlighted. Service may be refused if staff experience physical or verbal abuse from clients. All deposits are non-refundable. He attached time-stamped photos from the party showing Natalie pouring champagne on me. 3 guests sent them as evidence of unprofessional client behavior. The complaint was dismissed within 24 hours. My parents still owed $15,000 for food they never got. Then, something unexpected happened. My business exploded. Booking requests went up 300% in 1 week. The story went viral and people wanted to hire the company that stands up for itself. My team's morale hit an all-time high. You protected us. You walked away from $15,000 to protect your staff. I realized standing up for myself helped everyone, but the real shock came 2 weeks later when Natalie showed up at my office unannounced, pushed past my assistant, and barged into my workspace. She was crying, desperate, and about to make everything so much worse, because I was not done setting boundaries yet. Natalie barged into my office accusing me that I destroyed her reputation and everyone thought she was a monster. I stayed calm. You poured champagne on me in front of 200 people. She said it was a joke and I was too sensitive. I looked at her and finally said what I should have said years ago. That is what you always said. Every insult was a joke. Every dismissal was me being sensitive. I am done letting things go. She cried that we were sisters and I should have forgiven her. Mom said you would forgive me eventually, you always do. I called security. Not this time, please escort her out. Natalie left screaming threats and made a scene in my parking lot. I filed a restraining order that afternoon. 3 weeks later, my parents were forced to pay the $15,000 through collections plus legal fees. $18,500 total for food they never got. My mother's reputation in her social circles was destroyed. People whispered about how she raised a daughter who treats people that way and smiled when champagne was thrown. My parents lost their standing at the country club and on charity boards. My mother called one final time before I blocked her permanently. Her voice shook with rage and desperation. You have destroyed our family. Everyone knows what happened. I corrected her immediately. Everyone knows what you did. I just stopped enabling it. She tried to say after everything they did for me, and I asked her to name one thing. She could not answer, just sputtered and hung up. I wrote a formal letter through my lawyer establishing permanent boundaries. No contact with my business, my staff, or me personally. My parents received it and realized I was serious. This was not a tantrum. This was permanent separation. 6 months later, my catering business was thriving beyond anything I imagined. 40 employees, $2 million in annual revenue, featured in national food magazines. The story of the caterer who set boundaries still resonated everywhere. Meanwhile, Natalie's life fell apart. She lost her friend group after the video evidence spread. Her marriage became strained because her husband started questioning what else she lied about. Her job prospects suffered because social reputation mattered in her field. She was facing the consequences of decades of entitlement while I was building an empire. 1 year after the party, I spoke at a women's business conference about building success despite family opposition. I told the full story. They thought I was nothing. I thought I was nothing for years, too. But I built something anyway. And when they disrespected it, I walked away. Walking away from $15,000 was scary. Staying was scarier. 500 women gave me a standing ovation. Dozens approached me afterward saying that was their family too, and thanking me for speaking up. 3 years after the party, my mother showed up at my restaurant unannounced. My manager asked if she should seat her. I decided to address it once and for all. I sat down and asked why she was there. She said enough time had passed and we were family. I asked if she was there to acknowledge what she did. She said she wanted to move past it. I stood up. No. You want me to forget? That is not the same thing. Until you acknowledge the harm, there is nothing to discuss. Please leave. She left angry. I felt powerful, not guilty. 5 years later, my business became an empire. Multiple locations, cookbooks published, and I started a nonprofit called Second Chances Kitchen. Culinary training for young people from difficult families. My legacy was not just business success, but breaking generational trauma. My mother thought I was good for nothing else but kitchen help. She was half right. I am good in the kitchen. But I am good for so much more than she could ever see. Thanks for listening to the end. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories about setting boundaries and choosing yourself. Let me know in the comments, would you have walked out or stayed? I will see you in the next one.